For today's video, we're gonna talk about the first appearance of Bugs Bunny, baby! So, alright, let's go!
Alright, well, we start off with our good buddy, Elmer Fudd. And he has to be very, very quiet because he is hunting for wabbits. Rabbits. And the dude is kind of somewhat slick, right? He sets up a rabbit trap. Well, okay, more specifically, he throws a carrot on the ground and he hides behind a tree, ready to shoot some unsuspecting furry bastard, which, really doesn't seem like, like that much of a plan. But I guess, sometimes less is more. So this trap fails completely, oddly enough, with some rabbit swiping the carrot without even, getting shot at, which results in Elmer Fudd going into primal beast mode because he is trying to dig the rabbit out of its rabbit hole with his bare hands. Gots to do what you gots to do. So while Elmer is apparently digging to China, Bugs Bunny pops out of another hole to taunt his would-be predator. The usual things like, oh, you're looking for a rabbit? Something with big ears like mine? Something with a fluffy tail like mine? Etc. To which the classic response to this usual shtick is Elmer proclaiming, oh my god, that thing's a wabbit. And then bam, the game's afoot. A quick game of the old cat and mouse, Elmer trying to chase this rabbit down, but failing spectacularly. But Elmer Fudd, to his credit, he sets up a more complicated trap, like a box and a string, with the promise of multiple carrots inside of it. Which is still pretty basic, but it's a step up from what he did, and it is essentially the beginning of an arms race. But dagnabbit, if an Elmer Fudd didn't catch no skunk instead, and I guess he's pretty lucky that this skunk didn't spray him, so I guess he's got that going for him. But still, man, skunks are good eats, maybe? I don't know. It ain't no rabbit, but at least you caught something, man.
Meanwhile,
Bugs Bunny is like a pretty good sport. He lets Elmer Fudd take a freebie shot at him, while he's hanging out under a tree, and Bugs got hit?
Oh my god.
He flops towards Elmer Fudd. He's gasping his last breaths, saying his last words in the most dramatic way possible, until he finally kicks the bucket, and Elmer Fudd is crushed. Absolutely heartbroken, eh? Like, how could he do this? How could he murder this fluffy little cute rabbit? Poor guy, So to cheer him up, Bugs Bunny, who did not get shot, literally kicks Elmer's ass. And well, man, that just tears it. Elmer Fudd is fed up. He's done. He's not going hunting no more today. He takes off. Gone. Calls it a day. Could have had a skunk, but I guess not good enough. Or it's not skunk season. Can you hunt skunks? I don't even know. Either way, Bugs Bunny gets to live another day. And with that is the end of this fantastic tale.
Man, I don't got a whole lot of time this week, so I'm making a video in my car after work. But it's still pretty good, man. It's a comfy car, so it's alright. But yeah, like, what do you gotta say about that cartoon, man? Like, it's pretty awesome still, right? So for Looney Tunes, man, it would still take them like a year or two after this cartoon for them to really hit their stride, right? Especially when Chuck Jones took over as director, man. Like, he really added a whole awesome amount of flair to it. But you could still see, like, a lot of awesomeness in the characters, in this cartoon here, right? A lot of stuff to build on. And this little featured cartoon got me thinking about Elmer Fudd and his hunting capabilities. Like, the dude obviously goes hunting a lot, right? So, like, how good of a hunter is he? Especially in the beginning of the episode when he nonchalantly makes that little trap with throwing a carrot on the ground, like, he seemed pretty confident that that would work. So you gotta wonder, like, how many times has that actually worked? Like, how many rabbits has Elmer Fudd bagged in his life, right? Or ducks, or anything else for that matter. So maybe he's not too bad. However, he did have Bugs Bunny like point blank freebie shot, and he freaking missed. It's like he's got the aim of a stormtrooper. Can't even hit the broadside of a Luke Skywalker. And the fact that Elmer Fudd took off so quickly after a little bit of adversity, maybe he's not really that good of a hunter, like, when the going gets tough, he's like, I'm out of here. I'll get some cold cuts from, Superstore or whatever. But yeah, still a classic, man. Bugs frickin' Bunny. Like, you can't go wrong, right? One thing I really love about the cartoons from this era, especially Looney Tunes, is the amount of emotion that they plop into these cartoons, man. Like that scene where Bugs Bunny was like, giving his performance of dying. Like, holy crap, that was like so well done. You don't really see stuff like that in cartoons from like the 60s and on. Well, unless it's a major theatrical kind of a thing. So many small nuances, so many little, details, like such a great cartoon, man. So if you haven't had a chance to check this puppy out, man, I'd say do so, because, it's Bugs, man. It's pretty freaking hilarious. And now we shall see what else we can see.
So yes indeed, Bugs Bunny, hey? One of the most iconic cartoon characters of all time. So much so, if he wasn't a rabbit, he'd be a goat. Hey, greatest of all time, hey? No? But seriously now, if I can get serious. So, the featured cartoon was the official first worldwide debut appearance of Bugs Bunny, although some people would argue that it happened a little earlier. You see, in 1938, there was a cartoon called Porky's Hare Hunt, where the cartoon was pretty similar to the featured episode here, except it was Porky Pig who was hunting rabbits, and well, I guess the calamity still ensued. And the rabbit involved was still pretty wily and crazy. And it was similar to Bugs Bunny, right? Like A, it was a rabbit, B, it was being hunted, and C, it was pretty insane. But then again, cartoon animals at that time, yeah, they were all nuts. So he fit in perfectly. So, for the most part, yeah, the character is kind of Bugs Bunny-ish, but really isn't Bugs Bunny. So most people do regard the rabbit in Porky's Hare Hunt as a prototype Bugs Bunny, and not the official Bugs Bunny. I guess you could argue this either way, right? Like that proto-Bugs did appear in 2 more cartoons, both of them in 1939, the first one being Presto Changeo. For these 2 cartoons, the rabbit was more white-furred, but in his 3rd appearance, Hare Scarum, he did have more gray fur like Bugs. And the lead animator on that cartoon, Charlie Thorson, did kind of cheekily give the name Bugs Bunny to the character, but it wasn't really official. Why he came up with that name, not too sure. It could be a reference to one of the directors on the cartoon, Ben Hardaway, whose nickname happens to be Bugs. So I don't know, I think he called that character Bugs Bunny, not as in Bugs Bunny, but as in the bunny of Bugs Hardaway, Either way, after that Hare Scarum cartoon, they decided to kind of really change this character up, really make it more of a character as opposed to just some generic looking rabbit. And so they did. They were also kind of thinking of other names, and like Happy Rabbit was kind of popping up, but it didn't stick. So they went back to that original name of Bugs Bunny because, every character has to have its initials starting with the same letter. Daffy Duck, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny. So Charlie Thorson was asked to design the better rabbit. So he did come up with a better looking rabbit, which is the one that you see in this featured cartoon, which is still not the kind of look that he's best known for, but still, man, that is frickin' Bugs Bunny, man, with its classic Brooklyn accent. And in this featured episode was the first time that he used the phrase, "What's up, Doc?" which was a pretty common phrase in Texas, where the director of the first cartoon, Tex Avery, was from. So yeah, everyone there says, "What's up, Doc?" So, why not this rabbit? And Bugs Bunny is chomping down on a carrot in the same way that Clark Gable and Groucho Marx tend to chomp down on a cigar. These small little hallmarks became some of the most iconic little features of this waskally wabbit. But either way, it is a first start for this character, and man, what a character! He's still going strong to this day. Countless TV shows have been made with him, TV specials, an awesome basketball movie, and a bunch of other little things. So it's safe to say we'll see this rabbit kicking around for quite some time. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I got for you on this one. So with this, that, those, and the other things, I guess that's that. Right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, feel free to do so. Or anything else, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks.